we have arrived at our first port of call, the Gillies B&B with the most wonderful Jilly and Manjit. And I'm not letting the children in yet. I'm slightly out of breath, but I wanted to show you around quickly before they come in and make a mess. This is the most beautiful, beautiful B&B. We have stayed here before. We have actually become friends with the owners because they are just the most gorgeous, gorgeous people in the world. Jilly and Manjit are just incredible. And then this is the twin room, and Archie is actually sleeping in the house. I haven't vlogged at all on the way up because it was absolutely pouring with rain when we left Sussex. It was hideous and we had an awful journey, but we are here. Put the lights on in the bathroom. Had a very warm welcome. Look, I'm looking pretty dishevelled and pretty tired. In fact, you couldn't even see. I'm looking very tired. But look, it's just so beautifully done. The most gorgeous, gorgeous shower. And then in here, they've got little, children are squabbling. I don't know if you heard them. This little area too with a little fridge. So I can highly recommend this place. And then they've got the most beautiful gardens. And they do dinner too, and the most incredible breakfast. So we are going to head over and have a much needed catch up. Requested a gin and tonic. Manjit's pouring it for me, and we're going to go and have a really good natter and catch up. The last time we stayed was when we came up to look at a house up here, which I talked to you about in last week's video. Anyway, they are squabbling, so I'm going to go and sort them out and go and have a much needed drink. I forgot to tell you where we are. We are in the Scottish borders, so we've just driven up. My hair is doing terrible things. It's got as flat as a pancake this morning. And probably all the rain in Sussex. We are in Melrose, just outside Melrose. It's so beautiful and peaceful here, and they've got horses next door, which we're going to go and see. This is our luggage trailer full. We've got Archie's bicycle, we've got his golf clubs, we haven't got the surfboard, but we've got his surfing things, all his adventure kit, everything is loaded into there. So anyway, I'm sounding really out of breath, aren't I? Because I'm rushing, because I want to go and have my gin and tonic. This is a wonderful Jilly and Manjit. They are just so gorgeous. Manjit is a retired orthopaedic consultant who's come in handy with a few questions. But look at this beautiful garden. Look. And Jilly is just the best. This is where we are dining this evening. Just gorgeous. And then down into the garden through here. I think they actually open their gardens for people to come and look around. They've got a hidden little table and chairs through there. And it's just beautiful. There's Coco and Sigh. So look at this spread for breakfast. We made Jilly promise that she wasn't going to do the full works. But look, this dining room is just gorgeous. Gorgeous. This is our table for breakfast, and it's just the most wonderful place. Turning you round, we all slept really well, such comfortable beds, and actually we're tired. It was a long journey yesterday, and I think because packing everything up was quite full on at home. It was quite full on. Anyhow, I'm looking forward to brekkie. I'm wearing this shirt. You can't really see it, but it's actually really lovely. It's from Zara. It's new. This is from Jigsaw, which is new. And I'm just wearing it with jeans. I was going to wear this over a dress, but the weather is slightly questionable today, and there's nothing worse than being really cold. Well, I hate getting really cold. So actually, I had a quick outfit change, but I'm looking forward to having breakfast. And then we're leaving here in about 45 minutes to carry on heading up north. So we have stopped at the House of Brewer. I have bought a jumper. I love it here. Just getting something to eat. The traffic has been pretty slow, so actually we don't have very much time. So it's a quick pit stop. This is halfway between the wonderful B&B with Jilly and Manjit and the school. So perfect place to stay. stop. We are back from our whirlwind trip to Scotland. I took you, I took you as far as the House of Brewer, and then I just wanted to focus on being a mummy and making sure that everybody was happy, that Archie was happy, and just spent time enjoying being as a family of 5 for the last time for a little while. He actually has an expat weekend, which his birthday's on the Monday and he's got the weekend before off. So that is not too far away. It's a matter of weeks. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. He went off really, really happily. They had planned the whole thing so carefully. I mean, obviously they're experts. They know exactly what they're doing. And they had planned it so well that that it was easy, and I got to unpack for him. Coco was so helpful. She was brilliant. We unpacked, we made his bed, and then we all went to chapel and then had lunch and then said our farewells. And when I got in the car, Simon was sort of dithering and I said, will you please just drive? Just drive. I need to get out of here. I did have a bit of a weepy moment, but actually it was great having Coco and Gus in the car, constantly chattering away about all sorts of things. So that made it much easier. Gus was actually there for the taster weekend, which they have before, and then everybody starts back on the Monday. So I think for Archie it felt a little bit drawn out. He was just ready to get stuck in. And I think the great thing about mobile phones, they are allowed their mobiles during the day. They're taken away at 9 o'clock, and I think they're given them back at sort of 7, 8 in the morning. So they have them during the day, and so we can message. We all FaceTimed him last night when we got home. He's had a really, really happy day, and he is off on his first expedition. So when you're watching this, he will probably be up a mountain having having a whale of a time. Well, that's slightly depending on the weather, but I think it's a really great thing that they do. They just throw them in at the deep end, and they all, you know, can really bond, can really get to know one another. He's actually in Simon's old boarding house. So Simon was at school there many years ago. And I think because Simon actually looks quite young for his age, there were quite a few people who said, you know, when were you here? And they couldn't quite believe that he was there such a long time ago. So we all had a little bit of a laugh about that. There were lots of no way, you can't be that old. But anyway, he is, but he's very, very young in spirit. I have been feeling a bit emotional, to be honest. I mean, not emotional, he is so excited and he's so ready for this. I think it's much harder for those that are left at home. Like Gus came into our room the other day and said, not the other day, last night, and he said, I've just realised that Arch isn't here. And we all had a little bit of a moment. But I think he is so ready for it, and it's really, really exciting for him. A couple of friends have said, how are you feeling? And I can't go there at the moment. I know that might sound silly, but I just can't really think about how I'm feeling. I'm just going to keep busy for the next couple of days. I mean, not like crazy busy. I'm going to be kind to myself. I have been kind to myself. I've had a lazy morning just pottering around. But yeah, I'm feeling really excited for him, really happy that he is so keen to be doing this. But at the same time, you know, we will miss him greatly. Anyway, there are lots of exits, there's lots of half terms. It's got a 2-week half term, and we've got lots of things planned, so it's always good to have things to look forward to, isn't it? As you'll have seen, we had the world's quickest stop at the House of Brewer on the way up, but actually on the way back down we were ahead of time, and I said to Simon, can we go and not be rushed? I had taken over the driving by then, and actually I felt it easier to kind of focus on driving than my emotions. I didn't want to sit there sort of overthinking things. I thought just get behind the wheel. So I drove us to the House of Brewer, and actually we had a nice amount of time there. We weren't rushed, which is I think the first time in years I haven't been rushed. Now for you, those of you that don't know the House of Brewer, it's really hard to explain. It's on the A9, it's near Blair Athol, and actually they had their horse trials on that weekend, so that was quite busy. I wanted to go to the horse trials, but there wasn't time for that as well. But the House of Brewer, they have gardening things, they have like a homeware section, they've got the most incredible ladies wear, they've got menswear, they've got knitwear, they've got gifts, you name it, and it's just a really wonderful pit stop. They also have great food too, and so it's, you know, great to stop there. We actually bumped into some friends there as well, so the children went off and played in the playground, which is amazing, so I got to have a good look around. Now their catalogue arrived just before we left to go up to Scotland, and I like to earmark things. I fold the corners down of the catalogue, I fold the corner down, and then I go and have a look. I'm not a fan of buying online. I do like buying online, but I really like when it comes to clothes to kind of feel textures and have a good look, and so therefore I find it easier to go in person rather than posting things back or being disappointed when things arrive. For example, this dress, which I thought was going to be gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous for the autumn, was actually way too big for me. Where is it? And I didn't love the fabric. This dress, I mean, I just thought that was gorgeous, but it wasn't for me, so I'm quite pleased I went and had a look. But I'm going to show you what I did buy. Didn't go crazy. Actually, this is a jumper for Simon, which was in the sale. It's quite a fine knit cashmere. I mean, it was £65. It was a lot more than that before it was reduced, but I think that's a really good colour on him. He also got a tweed cap, which he wears a lot of tweed caps in the winter, and actually he hasn't been happy with the last one that he had. Didn't fit brilliantly, so that's a good fit for him. And then I'm just showing you Simon's stuff first. Some shoes for him. These are, the make's Berwick, so I'm assuming it's a Scottish brand, and Berwick 1707, and they are really, really beautiful, beautiful shoes, and not a silly price. A lot of men's shoes are really expensive, and these are probably £100 less than some other makes that were for sale there. So those were a great buy for him. And then I got this jumper. I have got two of these, but they're polo necks, which I live in the winter, and I've also got a red v-neck one that I bought last year. I just thought that was really, really useful. Could go with all sorts of things. Actually quite into neutral colours at the moment, so I am very pleased with that. And then I bought these. Well, actually Simon bought them for me as a treat. I have lusted after a pair of these for so many years, but have never been able to sort of justify the price. But these are the House of Brewer's own brand, and they came in over £100, quite well over £100 less than some other similar brands that you'll probably know what I mean. But they're chocolate brown, suede, they've got the tassel, they've got that. I like the heel height, so there's a little bit of a heel, but you're not going to feel Like, I don't like tottering around. Do you know what I mean? I used to totter around when I was much younger, but actually I just, you know, that's a sensible heel. You can wear that. You can dress these up, you can dress them down, great with jeans. You could wear them with a skirt, you could wear them with a dress. Really, really versatile. So I am very, very, very pleased with those, and quite a saving too. So that was really exciting. And actually, that's, well, I mean, that's a big, big, big present. So I was about to say that's all I got, but a jumper and a pair of boots. I was very, very pleased with that. And we got to have a good look around. We got a few foodie bits. We had something to eat there. We, you know, it's just nice for the children to have a little bit of a run around, and we broke up the journey before heading back south. And it's always so lovely to get home, isn't it? We were greeted with such a sort of warm, barking greeting from the dogs, which was just gorgeous, gorgeous to see them. I have done all the laundry. I did 2 loads last night when we got back, and then I've done the rest this morning, which is really good. And it's a perfect drying day. It's, you know, September is, well, while you're watching this, it will be September, so happy September. I love the autumn. I never want to wish summer away, but the weather does feel like it's turned. The forecast for next week looks pretty miserable, and I was wearing shorts and t-shirt first thing. It was a lot warmer, and now it seems to have got a bit cold, so I've actually just put this Bowden dress on, which is quite nice to cover my arms, but not be kind of yet in jeans. I don't feel like it's June weather yet. It was in Scotland. It's always a bit cooler up there. Today, yeah, so the laundry is all on the line. I will be doing some ironing this evening, and I'm going to go and pick blackberries and have a good walk with Coco and Gussie, and then ride later on today. And I feel like I want to get autumn cleaning. So we can't call it spring cleaning, but it pretty much is like spring cleaning. And I will wait until the others have gone back to school. Coco's actually going on the school French trip. So she effectively goes back a few days earlier, which means I've got a couple of days with Gus on my own, which I'm really looking forward to. He's got some things that he wants to do, and he's decided that he really wants to learn how to fish. So he's been asking Simon and I, and up in Scotland, he mentioned it quite a few times. There are so many beautiful rivers, and he said, please, 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 can I learn to fish? So we may be able to squeeze in a little bit of a fishing trip before he goes back to school, but we'll just see how we're doing. Anyway, I am going to go and pick some blackberries, and I may not start doing them yet. I may wait until the weather turns next week, but I'm going to make lots of blackberry and apple jam, which is my absolute favourite. And I will make sure that the link to my video of how to make apple and blackberry jam is linked below in the description of this video. So if you'd like to have a go, it's actually really easy. I think it's one of the easiest jams to make, and it's so delicious. So I'm going to go and pick blackberries and get some fresh air and have a nice walk with the dogs. Out with my basket. I've put a glass bowl in my basket, and I find that the easiest way for foraging. It's so lovely being out. I find it really therapeutic, seriously good for the soul. I used to forage. Well, I think I started making apple and blackberry jam when Archie was a baby, and I'd have him strapped onto me in the baby Bjorn carrier, and we would walk around here picking blackberries. Well, he was asleep, and I just loved doing that. Normally I'm picking blackberries, and I've got something in my jumper. Normally I've been picking blackberries once I've gone back to school, but they're so early this year. But you know what, it's lovely just to be out. I've actually left Coco and Gus at home because they're tired. They didn't want to come out with me. And I thought, you know what, I just need some time for me, just to think, just to kind of gather my thoughts, be out with the dogs and spot blackberries. There's some good ones there, so I'm going to stop chatting to you and pick these. Feeling a bit windswept and bedraggled, but look, I have a bowl full of blackberries, which is really exciting. There are so many more. I mean, look, they're just bursting the hedgerows, and I find that so exciting about this time of year. I mean, nature is so clever that it gives us all these wonderful things in the hedgerows to forage for winter, to boost our immune system. Blackberries are packed full of vitamin C. It gives our immune system a really good boost. And then elderberries, make an elderberry syrup. So good for your immune system. If you're feeling a little bit run down, you can have some of that over the winter. So I'm going to head back with this little lot. You also may wonder why I have a bowl in a basket. So I just find it so much easier. I can be kind of hands-free when I'm picking, and it makes for quicker picking, and it's just much easier than trying to put it into like a freezer bag. Don't want to use those because it's too much, plastic waste and all of that, but you can put them straight into a Tupperware, but then you've got to hold the Tupperware. It's just so much easier. And you guys know I absolutely love a basket. Anyway, I'm going to go back and cook lunch. We're actually just having pizza. There was an M&S service station on the way back yesterday, so we got bread, milk and a few other bits and pieces because I haven't had time to do a food order sort of delivery for today. There was so much going on up there, and actually I should have done it before we left, but that was too much forward planning. I wasn't organised enough for that, but next time I need to remember to do that. Anyhow, it's just so good for the soul being out here. I've had a lovely 45 minutes with the dogs, just walking, gathering my thoughts, picking blackberries, and just being at nature and just having a little bit of time for me. On my way to go and do a food shop, and I've just stopped off at Stable Antiques. I said to myself, if I can park outside, I'm going to go and have a quick whiz, and they've got all sorts in here. I'll just spin you around. It's a little treasure trove that I love coming and just having a look and seeing what they've got in. Haven't been here for ages and ages and ages, so I'm going to have a quick whiz round and see if there's anything that I can find that catches my eye. So there wasn't that much that caught my eye in Stable Antiques, but I did come away with this bowl. I had a lovely bowl, a blue and white striped one, that got broken, and so that has replaced it. I'm now, if I can park outside the next place, I'm going to go in and talk. It's a carpet shop. I'm going to just go and talk to them because we need to replace the carpet in the B&B room. It's got really badly marked, and the only problem is if I change the carpet, I'm probably going to say no dogs. And so I've been putting it off, but it's actually got to the stage where it really needs to be replaced. It's got some marks on it that just won't come out, and it just doesn't look great, and actually it needs to be replaced. I'm going to whiz in and see if I can get them to come and measure and give me a quote. I was inspired to do this having stayed at Gilly's B&B up in the Borders, and it just looks so lovely, and actually ours is looking a little bit tired, so I want to replace the carpet and give it a lick of paint, but I need to get some quotes and just see whether that's something that I can afford to do at the moment, or do I need to save up. Anyhow, I'm going to do that and then a quick whiz around the supermarket and then back home. I'm back, having done my food shop and my errands. I went to the carpet place, but it was closed, so I shall have to try and do that another day. But I thought I would make some blackberry compote that I can enjoy with some Greek yogurt for breakfast with my granola. Very slowly pacing around the place. So, what have I got? My blackberries. I'm just going to use a few of them, probably half of this amount. And I have rinsed these, and some honey. This is Annabelle's deliciously British strawberry blossom honey, and it's really delicious. And I'm just going to use a dessert spoon of honey in there. I'm just going to heat that up on a low heat. Now I've got my basil plant here, and you might wonder what I'm doing with it, but actually basil and blackberries work really well together, so I'm just going to shred some of these leaves into this. This is totally optional, you don't have to add basil, but it just really is a wonderful flavour with blackberries. So I'm just going to put some pinches of basil in here, and then just gently heat this through for about 10-15 minutes, and then once it's cooled I shall add in some Greek yogurt, keep it in the fridge and enjoy it for my breakfast. And it has been bubbling away. I've got lovely compote. I'm just going to leave that to cool and then add it into some Greek yogurt and enjoy it for my breakfast tomorrow. I love Greek yogurt and fruit and granola, so I shall thoroughly enjoy that. Pop my basil plant back over here. Coco has just come down and said, "Mummy, please can we go for a ride?" I'm actually feeling quite tired, but I think a ride will do me the world of good, so we're going to go and do that. I'm going to leave that to cool and then add it into the yogurt later on when it's totally cool, or even in the morning, or even just put it. In fact, I'm going to put it, I've got a little dish here, I'm going to put it in there now and it will cool quicker. It's delicious. I am going to go and get my jodhpurs on, go out for a ride with my girl. The evenings are drawing in now, so we can't go for our evening rides like we used to because it's getting dark. I think last night it was dark at least by 8:30. I can't completely remember because I slightly lost track of time on when we got home, but definitely the evenings are drawing in. I hope that you've enjoyed this week's vlog. I'm sorry I didn't share more with you up in Scotland, but I just wanted to focus on Archie and getting him kind of settled and happy, and actually it was quite action-packed up there. They kept us busy. We had all sorts, castle tours and lunches and chapels. So we had a few chapel services while we were up there, and a chapel service for Gussie on the Sunday and then one for Archie on the Monday, which is really lovely. But I hope that you have enjoyed this week, a little bit of Scotland, a little bit of Sussex, and I will see you again next week. Wishing you a really lovely weekend, and happy September.